Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Tone Space. Live, at least at the time of shooting this video, on a nice brisk August 27th of 2024 in front of Madison Square Garden, where former 45th and hopefully soon to be 47th President Donald J. Trump will be having one of his now infamous style rallies in this building right here, the world famous Madison Square Garden. You know, his opposers, to appropriate a new word, they had the nerve to say that since Trump is going to be doing a rally at MSG, Madison Square Garden, they're so desperate for material to try to clap back at him and his roasts or his very real points he makes at, other people. They had the nerve to say that, oh, he's performing at Madison Square Garden. Did you know there was a Nazi rally in Madison Square Garden sometime back in 1928, I think? Or 30-something. Like, what type of ridiculousness is that? That shows the desperation. But here's one for you. Someone could fact check. I don't know if this is 100% true, but I do know that a century ago, several scores of decades ago, MSG wasn't even located on 31st Street or between 31st and 33rd Street, between 7th and 8th Avenue. It wasn't located there. It was actually located on or around 23rd Street and Madison Avenue, hence the name of Madison Avenue, hence the name of Madison Square Park, because that was the original location of Madison Square Garden. So, geographically, this little struggle roast or point they're trying to make may not even be fitting. Now, this is what I should have done right here. Oh, man. Oh, boy, am I kicking myself just like I kick myself every time if I happen to be in New York around July 4th. I should have got some product, got my hustle on. Look at these people hustling. Oh, man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. What's happening, brother? Get your money, right? Yeah. Get that paper, B. Yeah. Oh. I love to see it. Free enterprise. look at this. I might even cop something just on the strength of a little bit as I roam around and do what I gotta do. Oh man, come on now. These would sell out. Woo! Too big to rig. That's the slogan. They want the election to be the support of Donald J. Trump to be so overwhelmingly. My man, what's going on, brother? Get your money. I was just talking about how it's a beautiful thing. See the free enterprise going on. Make $1 million or better, all right? My man.
Make $1 million great again.
Exactly, yeah. Let's make $1 million great again because the inflation's got it, down there, right? Make $1 million great again. Well said. But yeah, too big to rig. That's the phrase, which essentially just means like, look, the other side, the busters, the car with the busters, they have been cheating. They'll get dead people on the ballots to vote for them. They'll get the illegals to come in to vote for them. They'll do all these little, stupid Sylvester trying to chase Tweety Bird little tricks to up their numbers, to up the score, so to speak. So the phrase is too big to rig, and I love it. But you know how Trump does the weave to perform my own weave and bring it back to the free enterprise, the beautiful merchandise. Oh man, had I have thought about it, I'd have came out with shirts and hats called Too Broad for Fraud. How do you like that? Too big to rig is great, but how is too broad for fraud? Oh, remember those busters on the other side? I guess I'm approaching their side. I mean, we are in New York right now. Shit is stopping bullshit. Now, see, I'd be the one that would probably wouldn't be a good business move to have your supporting of Trump right next to the guys that are protesting. I mean, they probably didn't know until after they already set up shop. I was going to say, yeah, I have the aggression where I'd be pumping right in front of their face. But yeah, I guess we're on the other side. You're not here, but you could tell if you were here, the air got significantly thinner out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy over here. Presidents are not kings. History is clear. Stop Trump. I'm above the law. All right, these are the busters, and they're holding up traffic. Pardon me, man. Let me go back to the cool side, and I'm gonna troop around. I'm gonna spin the block around MSG. I don't even know I walked over here anyway, but you see, pardon me, it is very important that I do say, as I'm one that when it comes to things with different theories and mysteries. I have a keen ability to compartmentalize different ideas, paths of ideologies, and entertain various theories as long as there's plausible logic to support them all. Weaving all that in to say that I'm always of the potential belief that whether it's Republican, whether it's Democrat, I always leave room open for the chance of there to be just a controlled opposition, that both sides are working for the beast, if you will, you know? And I think it is important to always at least consider that. I mean, you look into the details, this whole Republican Democrat thing, a lot of sense is to be made on the red side. That's absolutely true. But, so I guess I had to say that just to kind of keep my own self grounded. Like, oh, wait a minute, Mr. Spaceman, there's always the possibility that this is all a setup, that they're all assholes. That is always a possibility, right? But let's just be fair. I mean, we are in a Democrat-run New York City. It's pretty thick over there. I couldn't even walk by. The people opposing Trump, like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything or try to make one side look better. You know, the busters over there, they're rolling deep. Now, as far as what's going on within the walls of this historic building right here, oh man, they probably don't even they don't even touch a hair to that in comparison. Okay, I can't walk that way. Probably have to spin the next block to head around this block. Let's do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, I just fast forwarded in time a bit. I tried to get toward the front of MSG. I'll keep on trying. So I have to walk around all the way to 6th Ave. They have everything well cut off. See, it doesn't matter if you got a vendor's license or whatever. This is New York. Pull up right there on the side, get your merch out, get your money, right? Excuse me. But aside from the potentiality that it's all controlled opposition and both of them are working for a common totalitarian goal, you know, under the motif of it actually being a fight against totalitarianism, communism and such, you just gotta like look at certain facts. Let's take Kamala, however she pronounces it. I don't even know if she knows per se. She gets up, she can't speak at all. Unprompted, she's horrible. She repeats the same thing. You know what she does? It's like she's trying to, and it's such a stupid way to approach one's campaign. But I do understand there are a lot of dumbasses out there, but I think they're underestimating how many brilliant and smart people there are out here as well. But if you listen to her, she's trying to, you know, the book The Secret, she's trying to take the motivational prosperity, think it and you shall have it type of mentality and type of teachings and bring that into politics where there are real issues, where there's been 4 or more years of real devastating issues that have led the United States in the garbage, right? She said, oh, I come from a middle-class family. I believe in dreams. I believe in dreams. Dreams. She's just talking about dreams when people are approaching her with real detailed-oriented questions about policy, about what she'll do with this, and she'll start ranting about dreams and going for your dreams. But why don't you get off this campaign and take your ass to sleep? Get back to your dreams. Because the awake, not to be confused with the woke, but the awake don't want to hear that stuff. All right, philosophically, you believe it shall be. That's been well vetted since the mid-2000s. We already know about that. What are you going to do about this? What are you going to do about the upwards to 25 million illegals in the country and the documents, the paperwork of people wanting to flood the country with, doubling the country's numbers now with about 250, 300 million more illegals to bankrupt the country. So the United States of the USA and South America and Canada and the entire this side of the world is indistinguishable. No more countries, because that's the ultimate plan, is to blur the lines of nations. Why? Because that's the best way, or that's, part of the prerequisite for them to usher in one nation under the devil. One nation, one world, new world order. Yeah, I know you're tired of hearing it. It almost sounds cliche, but it's very real. And there's been declassified documents that literally say, look, this is the plan, this is the agenda. I'm talking about documents with stamps from government-oriented things. We're not talking about theorizing of a conspiracy. We're talking about factually declassified conspiracy that has been known to those, with the ears and the minds to listen and to process. And she's up there talking about dreams. What are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with that? Oh, you know what else I found weird that she said? They asked her a tough question about something. I think it's something that she's been flip-flopping on, whether it be taxes on tips. It was something. I think it was something pretty significant, too. They asked her about it, what she's going to do different. What she's going to do different. Her answer is, I will comply with the law. I will do what is legally allowable. And then she repeats herself like 5 times. I will comply with the law. What do you mean you'll comply with the law? You're running for a position where you have the power to veto, the power to propose and create laws. So you're basically saying, look, I'm just going to get in here and I'm going to be a puppet. The law is going to tell me what to do. I'm not going to use my power or innovation or ability to bring my own ideas and my own things that can improve the state of affairs in our nation. No, I'm going to comply with the law. And it's so funny, none of the news outlets really cited that out, but that was so huge right there. Little moments like this where people tell on themselves, basically admit that she's just a puppet. Let's take Trump, for example. Mr. Wild Out guy, the guy that, a lot of people have issues with because he may come off a bit radical. Well, you know what? We could use a lot of that radical aggression. We need that aggression. That aggression has been working before. Let's take international affairs. Brink of World War III that we're on now. Russia, Putin, telling Ukraine, hey, if you use any of those NATO weapons, if we even smell the metal that you use on these NATO-backed missiles anywhere near us, oh yeah, so it's a decent chance that we'll decide to exercise our nuclear option. And you know what happens when a nuclear option is exercised? I forget the term, but it's something like guaranteed destruction or something like that, even if one nuke is let off, because it's a domino effect. It's so powerful and it's so devastating that you do that to one, they're going to do it back. Another one's going to do it. And within like 70, I think experts say within 72 minutes of one country first going nuclear, the entire world is done. Within 72 minutes, according to experts. So weaving back on how Trump gets down, this man, I don't know if this is totally confirmed, and a lot of people may have problems with it. I think it's beautiful. This man went to one of those, I think Arab nations or something like that. I think it was Iran, or it might have been the ISIS folks. It was somebody. And he tells them, he's like, yeah, you're going to have to stop whatever he was doing that was infringing on the U.S. He was like, yeah, you're going to have to stop that. You're going to have to stop that. And he gave him a picture or something. He's like, yeah, see this? See this? Oh, this is your estate. This is your house. Beautiful estate. Wow, this is wonderful. Look at you. You got a nice pool there. Huge. Wow, how many? I'm a luxury guy. This could even rival some of. Well, no, it won't rival any of my hotels exactly, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But yeah, you see that right there? And I got that from our satellites, from our drones Oh, we've got the best drones there are. Yeah, we've got the best drones in the world, best technology, best weaponry attached to it. Yeah, you see that home right there? You want to be able to come home and stay there and everything be hunky-dory, don't you? You want everything to be hunky-dory. So yeah, I think you should stop and not do whatever you were threatening to do. Beautiful home, by the way. Yeah, how about we keep that intact, okay? Thank you. And like that, whatever that issue was, it was resolved. That's beautiful. We need that. You know, a good friend of mine once told me back in 2016, after Trump won, and you know, I was in New York then too. Everyone, oh, Trump, he's going to be a tyrant. Anyone but Trump. That's not my president. It was all types of rhetoric people were throwing around. And at that time, there was some issues with Russia and Putin and stuff like that. Now, my dude broke it down. It was so simple, but it made so much sense. He said, yeah, Putin, he's a goon. Trump, he's a goon. Goons respect goons. So simple, but it's so real and it makes so much sense. Goons do respect goons. If they're about that wild life of just going them extra lengths and being aggressive, and they confront someone like themselves, they're empathizing with the potentiality of that person, and they're gonna be like, whoa, I better hold off on going a little too far because this dude's a bit nuts. How do I know? Because I'm a bit nuts too, but he just may be a little more nuts than me. I don't want to take that chance. You know what? In fact, I like him. I respect him. That's why Trump has relationships with Putin, with different leaders, with the guy from China, perhaps the biggest op, as they would call it. Dude from China, he has a relationship with him. And the biggest component in working toward and bringing forth peace under times of terror and destruction, for sure. You know, all right? The biggest, get my man right there. Woo! Yeah, get my man right there, right? The biggest component in working towards peace when there's chaos is communication. I'm not trying to hear anything. That's the biggest, the hugest component. Getting that sense of empathy I was just talking about between two parties, where they can relate to their own personal feelings and go back to those things, those events of beauty and events of pain that shaped that empathy that they're having. Pardon me, y'all. That empathy that they're having for that other person. Communication. Trump is on the line. Trump got these folks on speed dial or whatever the latest Samsung Galaxy 25 or 24 edition of speed dial is, unless he's an iPhone guy, probably both. You think the president of Iran, and I don't mean to be disrespectful because there's other components that go into this, but aside of her just being a dizzy dimwit, Kamala that is, how's it going to look with the president of Iran, a place where unfortunately they treat their women in a not so good way, right? And there's like a threat of nuclear war or whatever you have it, and you have the leader of our nation, representative of our nation, I don't know, 5'3" to 5'4" woman talking to someone that may not be too keen on respecting women to begin with, and they're trying to work out policy and everything. No, they're going to run over us, so to speak, as a nation, as a country. They're going to have their way with us. Now imagine the president of Iran sitting down with Trump. I mean, it's such an easy equation. So when we take it from the most important issue, at least in my opinion, that issue being those 90 seconds we are to midnight, according to the doomsday clock, heavily due to the threat of nuclear war, we're closer than we were in the 80s, late 70s, 80s, 50s, whatever it is. We're on the cusp of 76 minutes till the world is over. Right now, more than ever. I actually predict soon, if things don't start looking up, that doomsday clock is going to start ticking lower. They're probably going to update it to 80 minutes, 50, 60 minutes to midnight, who knows, if something doesn't change for the better, that is. So the most critical issue we have, and that's the self-preservation, the preservation of our entire, upwards to 8 whatever billion citizens of the world. All of that is resting on either picking a goon, a billionaire goon, that knows how to just do business in general and knows how to, is a professional at negotiating with people on so many different levels, that has a good bit of aggression in him, yes, a little bit off the hook, yes, but pretty smart, that has already had 4 years experience doing this. The existence of the world is depending on either picking him or some woman that she herself said when she gets in office, she's just going to do whatever the law tells her to do, as opposed to flexing her muscles. There is no muscle. All those limbs are on strings being puppeted. Look how she even came into the fray. The other guy, the guy that's in there now,
What are you guys interviewing?
he was too sick to continue, too mentally, physically, whatever, messed up to keep on going. So boom, they threw this woman in without any cosign. I don't even know if that was completely legal, but they threw her in with zero effort or working toward it, or preliminaries or primaries working her way to the top. No, they just threw her in. There's no question. That alone should tell you that she's a puppet. I mean, it's just so blatantly obvious. My man right there, get that money. I'm gonna get one of these hats, probably. I'm actually scoping out the area to see what I could do related to some other business as well. But let's see if I can get a little closer. Oh no, I'm back on 8th Ave, but I'm on 8th Ave from the other side. So I might not be able to bring this thing, you know, to the heart and center of MSG, right in front of 7th Avenue. But it was fun having a little chit chat and just ranting my opinions about this all. In fact, we'll close it out here. You know, I appreciate all of y'all that walk with me and listen. Give myself how do we do this thing? A couple seconds of camera time, you know, so you can know who is narrating. The good man's own space. Get out there and vote. Don't get too caught up. Always consider every possibility. It all could just be controlled, already pre-planned opposition. But if it's not, I think the choice is obvious. That's right.
What's up?